Hello everyone, welcome back to MBA Beginner YouTube channel, and currently we are trying to learn Excel from basic to advanced level. Currently we have completed two parts already, and whose link you will get in the I icon above, or simply you can go to our playlist section and you will find all the relevant videos there. In this video, we will learn some important Excel fundamentals. We will understand the difference between a workbook and a worksheet. We will also try to learn about rows, columns, and cells in detail. So let's get started. As we have already learned how to open an Excel, what is a worksheet in brief, right? We know that this page is called as the worksheet, right, where I have put the logo as well as like, share, and subscribe button. It is kind of worksheet, right? And now in this video we will be going in detail what exactly worksheet is, what are cells, rows, columns, and everything we will be learning in detail. And we have also an idea about the ribbons. All these things like file, home, insert, page layout, etc., all these are called as ribbons, right? Let's suppose file ribbon, home ribbon, insert ribbon, right? All these things are called as ribbons. So now let's get started with the first terminology, that is workbook. Simply, what is workbook? In simple terminology, we can say paper notebook is equivalent to Excel workbook. A workbook is an Excel file. Whenever you create or save an Excel file, it is called as workbook. Now let's get started with this, and let's try to save this file as I have made a folder separately for it, so we will put it in that folder. Now let's put this name as Excel course. Okay, so now let's start save it. I will show you the practically. Now this is the Excel course, right? This is the Excel course, and it got saved in our folder which I had already made, Excel MBA course, right? So this file is called as Excel file, right? So this file is called as Excel file, or we can simply say that this file is called as workbook. Now we got to know what workbook is, right? And we can open it and do changes and modifications as per our needs. So all this was about workbook, and I hope you won't forget it now what exactly is workbook. Now let's go towards the worksheet, right? Simply a notebook page is equivalent to Excel worksheet. Paper notebook is equivalent do please do remember it. Paper notebook is equal to Excel notebook, and paper, right, and notebook page is equivalent to Excel worksheet. Worksheet is a single page inside a workbook. Just like a notebook contains many pages, a worksheet can contain a workbook can contain multiple sheets. At the bottom of the Excel, like here, you can see the tab names such as sheet 1, sheet 2, etc., and so on. You can add or delete here, which we'll be discussing. Each sheet is a worksheet. Like for example, these are the separate worksheets. Sheet 1 is a separate worksheet, sheet 2 is a separate worksheet, but these are all part of one single notebook, which we call as what we call as workbook, right? Excel workbook, which we just saved practically, right? We can rename it accordingly to our need, and we can also add or delete it. Like for example, we can simply double click on it and we will put it as uh, Excel, right? Excel 1 for example. And we can rename it, we can delete it simply, we can rename it, we can move it, we can add sheets, we can delete sheets, everything we can do with these. These are also called as spreadsheets. Somewhere you might find that what exactly is spreadsheet, so these are also called as spreadsheets. Now, as worksheets and workbooks are clear to us, now let's move towards the fundamentals of Excel. Especially, let's try to understand how this grid area, like for example this grid area, how this grid area is structured. Now each of these cells, rectangular cells, right, each of these rectangular cells are, sorry, each of these rectangular boxes are called as cells, right? So they are called as cells. In order to get a closer look, uh, Let me zoom it out for you people. It works. For example, zooming it out, it is like a magnifying glass, right? So you can get it, you can get a clear picture of it. It does not affect in any way to this Excel. As you can see here, one of these cells is selected by default, like this cell, right? It is selected by default, and the selected cell has a slightly thicker broader border, sorry, right? You can see here each cell has a unique name and is available in the small name box above cell A1, sorry A, and you can see here the cell name is A1. Now let's click here. The cell name is B2. Now let's click here. For example, the cell name is D5. You can check here only. Let's click here. The cell name is B8, and it automatically got highlighted B and 8. Column B, row 8. First, let's zoom out it. Okay. So, as now we got now we are working like how what exactly cell is. So each cell has a unique name. That name is available in the small name box above column A, like for example here, and you can check the cell name here, what cell name is. The name is based on the column and the row it belongs to. Let's suppose, for example, column B, row 8, column D, row 11, column A, row 3, right? And as this cell is selected, you can see that column A and row 1 are also highlighted, which we already discussed, right? So now let's try to understand what is column. Now we got to understand what is workbook, what is worksheet, what is cell. Now let's try to understand what is column, right? Columns are vertical lines like this: A column, B column, C column, D column, right? So columns are vertical lines in Excel. They run from top to bottom, right? Columns are identified by letters like A, B, C, D, right? And we can just scroll it like this. After Z it will start as AA, AB, AC, and so on. You can scroll towards right and see the labeling of the columns. The last column is named as XFD, which we can see control right arrow. You don't have to worry about the formulas as of now. We will be learning all the important formulas which are necessary for the advanced Excel as well as basic Excel. We will be learning those in detail in the upcoming videos. But as of now, simply to make you understand which is the last column, that is XFD, I tried to put it control right key on the keyboard so that we will just directly reach to the last cell, right? So this is the last column, that is XFD. A worksheet contains 16,384 columns. What does that mean? Every worksheet, let's suppose this is Excel one, this will be having 16,384 columns separately. This will be having separately, this will be having separately, and all the sheets will be having separately 16,384 columns, right? 16,384 columns. The limit is fixed and it cannot be increased or decreased. We can, but it cannot be increased. As now columns is also clear to us, now let's move to the rows. Now what is rows? Rows are horizontal lines in the Excel, like 1 2 row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, right? So these are the rows, right? These are the horizontal lines in Excel. They run from left to right. Rows are identical by numbers, as I told you, 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? Example, row 1 2 3. So Excel provides a total of 1,048,576 rows in one worksheet. Let's try to find out what is the last number of row. Control arrow down, and we will be having 1,048,576 is the last row, right? So these are the total number of rows in a single worksheet, right? So here also the limit is fixed and it cannot be increased, right? So this cell, the cell, right? Look, first we have to understand. Let me do one thing. Control key up. These are the columns and these are the rows, right? What are the rows? 10, 4, 8, 5, 7, 6. These are the total number of rows. These are the column, these are the rows, columns, rows. Now coming to the cells, what is the total number of cells which we have in one single worksheet? That is 17.18 billion, right? 17.18 billion cells, that is a huge number, right? So 17.18 billion cells we have in a single worksheet, right? So now I hope um, these things are clear to us. In this video we learned about workbooks, worksheets, columns, rows and cells. I hope everything is about clear about this. Even if you have any doubt or query, you can simply put your comment in the comment section so that we will just try to make it more easier for you people. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and learned new things. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel to show your support. See you in the next video. Till then, stay blessed. Thank you.